So moving on to our next speaker, Mr. Sagar Nandi. Definitely a partner of ours that I've worked quite a lot with, and Sagar is the founder of Superior Profit, and with Sagar's add-on and the community base of uh, his website, etc., and the training that he does, it's really extensive and it's very, very unique. Initially, actually, the Q Global system was not offered publicly. It was offered to a very, very select group of traders, but we were able to program that system and work with Cigar into putting it into MetaStock. He's been trading for many years and has covered the globe as far as trading different markets, etc. So I'm looking forward to hearing from him here. Cigar, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you, Hunter.
Wonderful. Let me get the screen changed over to you, and I'll hand the floor over to you.
Okay, let's begin. So you all can hear me and see my screen clearly. Let's start today's session. Thanks to Hunter and thanks to MetaStock for making this seminar possible for all of us. And thanks to all of you for making time to join us today. Before we begin, let me go through the standard disclaimer. This demonstration is for educational purposes only. It is designed to share information on Superior Profits trading system. The information presented here should only be used by people who are aware of the risk inherent in trading. Past performance is no guarantee of future return. Superior Profit is not an investment advisor. This is not a recommendation for buying or selling stock or any other instrument. Superior Profit will have no liability for any investment decision made by its audience. Now it is customary for the presenter to say a few things about himself or herself, but I will not spend time on that. If you would like to know more about me, I am the Chief Analyst and Trader at Superior Profit. If you would like to know more about the company, or more importantly, how you can use Superior Profit way to trade profitably, you can visit our website superiorprofit.co and go to the About menu. That is about the introduction. Let us now move to today's topic. In the past, I used to attend webinars from so-called trading experts who used to point to the middle of the chart, usually one of a few well handpicked charts made into a nice presentation, or maybe on the MetaStock platform itself, to show how you could have traded at that point to make substantial profit. For example, if we open a stock in MetaStock, let's say a company called Google, G-O-G-L. Let's open the clean template for opening that. One might point to somewhere near August, September or 2016 and show how a long-term investment at that point made a return of more than 85% by this month of March 2017. Or they might point to Tesla at the top. Somewhere here, at the end of February of 2017 and explain how taking a short trade, swing trade at the top, made a substantial profit in few days. All these pointing to profitable trade ideas were usually after the fact in PowerPoint presentations. When I tried to apply that in my own trading at the right edge of the chart, what looked so simple in the middle of handpicked chart, what seemed so full of promises of riches, turned into ambiguity, frustration, and usually a series of losing trades at the right edge of the chart. Why was it so? Probably the fact that the charts were handpicked to showcase the trading system had something to do with it. Also, I concluded that if the system's trading rules are not absolutely unambiguous, it is very difficult, maybe impossible, to get consistent profit from that system. So when we started Superior Profit and Q trading system, we wanted to do things differently. We do not like to share trade ideas that take place in the middle of the handpicked chart. In fact, if you attend our weekly market roundup, you know that we shy away from presentation slides and use only live system to analyze market and stock. Today also, we will not use any handpicked chart. We will not use much PowerPoint presentation. What will we use today? We will go through actual trades shared by traders like you in the Superior Profit Traders community. What is this community? You can access it from the community menu at our homepage. It is a forum for disciplined Q traders to share their trade ideas with each other and often with public as they analyze the trades at the right edge of the chart. Most parts of the community is open to public, free for all, and dedicated to the disciplined trader inside you. Before I walk you through few of the community trades, let me share some background information so that you are able to follow the trades with some ease as I walk you through them. If you are following us on social network, let's say Twitter, which is in fact an easy way to receive all the posts from Superior Profit trade ideas. For example, the IBM post that was shared recently in Twitter was at the same time that the trade idea was posted in our traders community. In our Twitter page, you will notice that we use the hashtag Superior Profit Way extensively. What exactly is Superior Profit Way? It is a way to trade profitably and consistently by combining Q technical analysis with broad market, sector, industry, and even fundamental analysis when required, all done in a visual, easy to use, and unambiguous manner. We don't have time to cover all these aspects in this 1 hour period, but let me point you to some resources that you may use in your own trading. In our website, we post broad market analysis on a weekly basis. You may access it from Home menu by clicking Broad Market. Here, every week we review the health of broad market by looking at NASDAQ on the left and NYSE on the right, composite indices, and 3 pairs of internal studies. New high low at the top, that is the number of stocks making new highs minus the number of stocks making new lows. Advanced decline in the middle, that is the total number of stocks going up minus the total number of stocks going down, and up-down volume. Total volume of all the stocks going up minus total volume of all the stocks going down. We analyze these internals along with the composite indices using Q chart templates and summarize our observation at the top. We discuss this in more detail in our weekly market roundup. Just as studying the internals of a person may reveal insight about the person's health that is not available from looking at the person from outside, the superior profit broad market internal analysis may reveal insight about the market's health that is not available from studying the index or ETF alone, like the SPX or SPY in US market. This analysis is used in superior profit way more for longer term investing than for short term trading. We also do detailed sector and industry analysis every week. You may access that from home menu by clicking sector industry. Let's start with sector analysis. Every week we analyze the 10 broad market sectors from healthcare to telecom and rank them from 1, the best performing sector, healthcare, in this report, to 10, the worst performing sector, telecom, in this report. We do this across 8 distinct time frames from last 5 days, last 10 days, last 1 month, to all the way up to last 6 months. And then apply a heat map to the ranks, cyan to the rank of 1, magenta to the rank of 10, and a color gradient for the ranks in between. What is the result? We have a sector ranking and heat map table that lets us at a glance know which sector is strong, healthcare, and which one is weak, telecom here. And on top of that, which sector was strong before and now turning weak, basic materials, turning from cyan on the right to magenta on the left, and which sector was weak before and now turning strong, healthcare, which was magenta before and now turning cyan. The analysis that we do for sectors, we do it for industries at a much deeper level, covering 160 industry groups. This is probably the deepest industry group analysis you will find anywhere in the internet. This analysis is extremely useful for long-term investing as well as for swing trading. If I am a superior profit long-term investor, my first step might be to identify an industry group that was weak for long time, magenta, and now showing signs of strength. Probably something like pharmaceutical and biotechnology, which was magenta earlier and turning cyan now. Second step would be to find a list of fundamentally strong stocks in that group. I use MetaStock Zenith for that. You may use Zenith or any other resources that you have access to for this purpose. And the final step would be to find the optimal entry point by running Q sonar, that is Explorer in MetaStock, to find the actual entry opportunity. Long-term investing in this manner results in you catching the bottom or almost the very bottom of the strong stocks that you wanted to hold. For swing trading also, you might use this sector industry analysis. For example, if you are looking for a swing long trade, you might choose a stock whose industry group is strong, that is cyan. For example, travel and tourism in this report, or at least changing from magenta to cyan. Similarly, if you are looking for a swing short trade, you might choose a stock whose industry group is weak, magenta. Let's scroll down. For example, non-ferrous metals, or at least changing from cyan to magenta. By now, you can probably see how investing and trading in this way using broad market, sector, industry analysis along with technical analysis results in aligning more and more edges in your trade's favor, and thus results in a level of consistency and profitability that is not achievable from technical trading alone. And this is the superior profit way. We apply these concepts every week in weekly market roundup. You may access that from education live class. These classes are open to public, free for all, and dedicated to the disciplined trader inside you. You are most welcome to attend them by registering here. Next session is actually tomorrow, Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, which is Sunday 10 p.m. Singapore time. In these sessions, we don't use any presentation slide and only use live system and Q charts to analyze market, sector, industry, and trade ideas for the upcoming week. Now, at the heart of the superior profit way is of course the Q trading system, and let us spend a few minutes on that. Why we call it Q? It stands for complete, unambiguous, and easy to use. It is a complete system because it may be used for trading in global markets, all major exchanges in the world, using multiple instruments, stocks, options, futures, forex, etc., and in different trading styles, long-term investing, swing trading, as well as day trading. And the techniques and indicators used for them are different. Day trading in superior profit way uses only zero lag indicators, whereas for swing trading and long-term investing, we rely on a largely different set of indicators. That is about completeness of the system. What about ease of use? Have you used a trading system with indicators that you need to set parameter values or compare indicator values with threshold? If you have done that, you have surely faced the dilemma on what exact value to use and probably spent hours, if not days, trying to figure out the optimal value for them. What about the need to occasionally squint your eyes to identify the elusive convergence divergence of indicators? Not a pleasant task either, I will guess. Compare that with Q indicators. Let us open a chart. Let's say of IBM with our Q hop-on template. When we designed the Q trading system, we did away with the requirement for parameters, thresholds, and squinting your eyes. You don't need to set any parameters. You don't have to compare indicator values with thresholds, and certainly don't need to squint your eyes to identify convergence or divergence. Instead, we designed a robust set of necessary and only necessary Q indicators that adjust themselves according to market conditions. They are easy to read. They are so easy that we even omitted the labels on the indicators in all our charts. Visually speaking, they are of two types: line indicators and non-line indicators. Line indicators are drawn as lines, for example the cyan line here, and we need to simply read if they are going up, bullish, or going down, bearish, or sideways, neutral. Non-line indicators are not drawn as lines. They may be drawn as bars, like at the bottom for activity, as dots, like in the case of movement indicator in the middle panel, as candle colors, or as diamonds, up arrow, down arrow, etc. For non-line indicators, all we need to read is their color. Red or magenta represents bearish or on the lower side. Green or cyan represents bullish or on the higher side, and yellow represents neutral. As you can see, be it line or non-line type of indicators, they are extremely easy to use and read. We did not stop there. We grouped the indicators in ready-made chart templates, each for a specific task in trading. And we have a template for everything a trader may need. We have a Q hop-on template, the one you are looking at now, for entering a trade. Then we have a template Q hop off for exiting a trade either at profit target or with stop loss. Similarly, we have dedicated Q templates for day trading, the Q fine-tune 5-minute template. For long-term investment, the backdrop weekly template and the Q line chart weekly template. The Q pendulum template that shows where the stock has been and whether it is too high or too low, also used for long-term investing. A template for option trading to check on the current volatility, which affects the option pricing, and more. All of these are good for entering and exiting trades. What about identifying a trade in the first place, you might ask? For that, we analyzed the market and divided into 4 distinct market conditions. The first one of that is the usually known trending market, where a market goes up with successive higher highs and higher lows. Then a reversing market, where after a prolonged up move, a stock displays signs of reversal, for example, Q, headwind signal that is displayed as a diamond almost at the very top of a move. A sideways market where the highs and the lows are approximately at same levels, and an exhausting market where a market suddenly drops, finds support at pre-existing support level and tilts up. So we analyzed the market and identified distinct market conditions: trending, reversing, sideways, and exhausting market. Then for each of the market conditions, we came up with a trade setup. Go with flow for trending market, headwind for reversing market, box for sideways market, and bounce for exhausting market. And then created a sonar program, that is Explorer in MetaStock, for each of these trade setups: go with flow, headwind, box, and bounce. So we have 4 market conditions, 4 trade setups, and 4 categories of explorers. So if you are looking at a trending market, say uptrending market, you will like to run only go with flow long sonar. How to do that? Let's go to MetaStock, click on Power Console, choose Explorer, choose Q Go with Flow Long, choose the list of stocks on which you would like to run it, let's say a list of liquid Singapore stocks, and then click Start Explorer. Q Sonar will do the hard work for you and find out potential long trades that you might further analyze using Q hop on chart template and then take the trade. How to create this list of stocks? One suggested way is to create a list of liquid stocks in your country of interest and use that. Another suggested way is to use the outcome of sector industry analysis to create a watch list. The same sector industry analysis that I explained earlier. The Q indicators that does not need any parameter or threshold setting and are easy to read, the ready-made chart templates, one for each of the key trading tasks, hop on, hop off, option trading, etc. The 4 distinct market conditions, trending, reversing, sideways, and exhausting, and the trade setups and explorers for each of them, go with flow, headwind, box, and bounce, make the Q system extremely easy to use. What about unambiguity? If you followed our discussion on systems having indicators that need parameters, thresholds, convergence, divergence, identification, etc., you might have realized that if we asked 2 traders to use such a system to analyze the same stock at the same time, they would probably use slightly different setting of the indicators, resulting in somewhat or possibly very different outlook. One of them might come up with bullish outlook and the other with neutral or worse, bearish outlook. Not an unambiguous way to trade. In Q, the indicators, there is no such ambiguity at all. Each line indicator is either going up or down or sideways. No ambiguity there. And for each of the non-line indicators, it is either green or cyan or red, magenta, yellow. No ambiguity there as well. That is not all. Remember the 4 trade setups: go with flow, headwind, box, and bounce. For each of them, we came up with a checklist that can be answered in a totally unambiguous way. Not only in the middle of a chart, but more importantly, at the right edge of the chart. You can access this checklist from Education Swing Trading. Let us look at the checklist for the go with flow long trade setup. As a whole, the checklist conducts a multi-dimensional analysis across both daily and weekly intervals using Q indicators which are unambiguous in themselves. The first condition, identify the trend, tells us to check if the stock is going up with higher high and higher low, and if the last candle shape is bullish, hollow, or with lower tail. This can be answered unambiguously. The second condition, waiting for the optimal entry point, tells us to check that the candle color, that is flow color in Q hop on chart, has turned cyan, indicating the optimal entry point. This is also unambiguous. The third conditions check if the market, the stock, is outperforming broad market. The relative performance line indicator is tilting up. Easy to decide without ambiguity. The fourth condition ensures that reward risk ratio is acceptable. Risk is determined by the distance between the entry price and Q protection indicator's stop level. The Q protection is an indicator that is available in the hop-off template, and reward is decided by entry price and the closest support resistance memory or boundary line. The support resistance memory and boundary lines are available in Q hop-on template. All this can be decided in an objective manner visually by looking at Q hop on and Q hop off charts, and there is no ambiguity in that. The last condition checks that weekly candle color in backdrop template is bullish or cyan, unambiguous again. Individually, each condition can be assessed without ambiguity, making the entire checklist an unambiguous tool to decide whether a valid trade setup exists, go with flow, long trend following trade setup in this case, at the right edge of the chart. There are similar such unambiguous checklists for each of the Q trade setups for headwind, box, and bounce. And we have a pair of checklist, one for long trade, bounce in this case, and then again for short trade, bounce setup. These are the actual checklists used by Q traders every day in their real life trading. This was a brief introduction to Superior Profit Way and Q trading system. You are most welcome to learn more about this from our education center, consisting of videos, books, blogs, live classes, etc. The entire education center is open to public, free for all, and dedicated to the disciplined trader inside you. Now let us review some of the trade ideas from our traders community. Let us begin with a long-term investment idea that was shared. Remember GOGL? Well, that was a trade shared in our community. It was posted on September 6, 2016, just after the weekend market roundup session on Saturday before that. We always captured the snapshot of the chart where the decision was made at the right edge. When the trade was posted, weekly backdrop chart on the left hand side showed that price was supported by memory trend line. These are very smart, intelligent trend lines automatically drawn that may come from few bars back, few days or few weeks to few years back. At the right edge on the last bar, the backdrop color had turned cyan, a bullish indication. We also noticed a bullish headwind signal that came several months ago in early 2016, and since then price couldn't go down. So the weekly backdrop chart indications were bullish. On the right hand side, we are looking at the same stock GOGL with daily interval using Q hop on template. Here again we saw that price was being supported by memory trend line, multiple of them actually, and that price was at pendulum low highlighted by the thumbs up signals. What is pendulum low? It is a low enough price in a good stock where we may start looking for buy opportunities. At the right edge of the chart, one bar before the last candle when the trade idea was first discussed in the weekly roundup session, we saw that price broke out of the dotted line here, which is the watermark high level, breaking out of the narrow range with high activity indicated by a dot and the green bar at the bottom panel. The actual go with flow signal had come on 29th August, a few days ago. However, we waited for GOGL to break out of the narrow range, that is break out of the watermark level, before deciding to take a long-term buy position. In the weekend market roundup, when we discussed Google, how did we identify that? We actually identify that using top-down approach. That is, we saw the industry group, marine freight industry in this case, was magenta weak for a long time in the industry ranking table and was showing signs of strength, turning cyan in the last week. Then we went to Zenith looking for stocks belonging to marine freight companies, and that is how we identified GOGL. And we decided to take the trade and post it in our community. How did it work out? Let's go to MetaStock and open GOGL using Q hop on template. We had posted the trade on this day, September of 2016, and since then we can see price had steadily gone up, giving us more than 87% profit at the peak on this day, that is 2nd March of 2017. Note that the initial stop was just below the memory support line, which was never violated. That was an easy and profitable decision at the right age that gave considerable profit in a long-term investment. Let us look at another trade, a recent swing trade that caught the very top of a stock, a well-known stock, Tesla, in the USA market. This was shared on February 23rd, 2017 in our traders community, and here is the snapshot as of that time. Again, on the left hand side, using weekly interval and Q backdrop template, we see several pieces of information. Sometime in July 2016, Tesla had displayed a bearish headwind here, and since then the stock dropped a lot. At the right edge of the chart, we see that Tesla had come back to the same level where the bearish headwind had come many months before. It almost touched the high watermark level, this green line, and also tried to break above the memory resistance line but failed. The last candle shape is bearish with a long upper tail and neutral in color. In the daily chart on the right hand side, using Q hop on template, we see that from around December 2016, Tesla had gone up almost in straight line. However, at the right edge of the chart, in last 1 week or so, it is struggling to go up, showing heavy activity that might indicate possible exertion. At the right edge of the chart, it is not probably fully visible clearly in this chart. The relative performance line is tilting down, showing that it is underperforming the market. This was the time when we decided to take a short swing trade call on Tesla. This was a box and bounce setup using the long-term weekly memory and watermark. While we shared this trade in our traders community, we also posted a detailed blog on the same. You can access the blogs from education blog menu. And we had explained why in more detail we had a bearish outlook on Tesla just after February 2017 earnings. How did this trade play out? Let's look at Tesla through our hop on template. We had suggested taking a short position at the close of this weekly candle. The next day Tesla fell, and then in 3 days time it hit the lower boundary. That is the pair of lines drawn below the candle chart, which usually marks the lowest point of a stock's move. That is usually the profit-taking target of a swing short trade, and our traders would have exited the trade at that point 3 days since the trade was signaled. Another easy and confident trade at the right edge of the chart. Let us now look at a day trade that was also recently shared. This trade was shared on March 1st, 2017 on Lockheed Martin, a large defense company. The snapshot at the right edge was attached to the trade idea. The day trade was selected based on the bearish headwind that appeared in the daily chart the day before, that is on the yellow candle. At the same time, we noticed that the price was at the watermark high level and there was chance that it will go down at least little bit enough for us to take a profitable day trade. On the right hand side, we are looking at the same company LMT using 5-minute fine-tuned chart that is used for day trading. On our trading day, we saw that LMT opened with an up move very close to the previous day's high, which is indicated by the green real-time pivot line. Soon after market open, it formed the early range high and early range low indicated by the cyan dotted lines, and we decided to short it if price fell below early range low, that is using early range breakout mechanism of entering a day trade, which was identified earlier using our Q hop on daily template, bearish headwind and resistance at watermark high level. How did this trade play out? Let's have a look. Interestingly, the same day we decided to take a short trade on LMT. This is the chart of SPY, the S&P 500 ETF, broad market ETF for US market on the same day. We can see SPY opened with a huge gap up and then continued to move up all the way throughout the day, closing at the very high at the end of the day. However, though SPY was so strong, our short trade on LMT worked well. LMT failed to go up. Instead, the trade was entered when the early range low was broken at this yellow candle. Stop would be just above early range high that was never violated. Instead, LMT continued to fall down, covering the risk distance by profit at the same time while it was approaching the real-time pivot lines, the pause white line and the early range low of previous day. And following superior profit guideline, our day traders booked profit at that point. Yet another trade where we could make decisions confidently at the right edge of the chart, took a low risk trade and booked profit once risk distance was covered. There are many more such trades in traders community. As you go through them, you will see how traders like yourself are confidently making decisions at the right edge of the chart objectively using few simple Q technical patterns. Go with flow, headwind, box, and bounce, which have unambiguous trade checklist, and combining the technical analysis with broad market, sector, industry insight when appropriate. The trades shared here under different categories: quiz playground, trade ideas, graduates club, signals, etc. not only give confidence to a new technical trader to make decisions at the right age, they also act as a tremendous repository of disciplined trading for traders of all experiences. I hope you will make good use of this resource, just as you may make good use of the other resources from Superior Profit. Before I end, let me go through all these resources for you. You may access the resources from the menu as I was doing throughout the session, or you may access them from this homepage. At the top, we have collated a list of blogs, each explaining a different aspect of trading in Superior Profit Way. The blogs cover long-term investing, swing trading, day trading using gap setup, E-mini futures S&P 500 trading, forex trading, sector industry analysis, in this case using drugs industry and gold mining industry, etc. If you scroll down under Superior Profit Market Analysis, you have access to broad market internal study using NYSE and NASDAQ composite and the three internals that we explained earlier, and the sector and industry analysis and ranking covering 10 sectors and 160 industry groups across 8 distinct time periods. Under education, you have access to the videos, books, blogs, live class, including weekly market roundup. One of them is scheduled for tomorrow, and information on swing trading. From Superior Profit Traders Community, we have resources like Quiz Playground, which you may use to hone your trading skill, trade ideas like the ideas I showed today, shared by me publicly, analyzing the charts at the right age and sharing them before the result is known, and then trades shared in Graduates Club by global Q traders from different countries. This Graduates Club is the invitation-only part of the traders community, where disciplined Q traders share their trade ideas with each other. There is no membership fee. From time to time, we invite serious Q traders to be part of it. Whom do we invite? We invite those Q traders who are participating in our weekly live class regularly and are also responding to the quiz playground. We can assess the seriousness and the discipline of the traders from there. Once you are a member of this club, you are able to share trade ideas with and solicit input from other Q traders and from me, while benefiting from and responding to trade ideas shared by them. I look forward to seeing you in our Graduates Club in coming weeks. A lot of resources, starting from blogs, market analysis, education, and community, and too little time in this webinar to do justice to them. If you take up on the special offer that Hunter will probably mention, or you might also look at them from store special offer, I'll not spend time on that now. If you decide to join us, I will be happy to spend more time with you going through all these resources and queue system and show how I and other queue traders are using them in their trading at the right edge of the chart. Thanking you once again for your time. I would be happy to answer any question that you may have, and if not, I will give control back to Hunter. Hunter,
Wonderful. Yeah, can
back
you
to
hear
you.
me okay?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much, Cigar. It's always a pleasure having you present. So thank you once again. For those of you who haven't been to the site, maybe you went to the site when he was speaking, but if not, go ahead and check out his website, superiorprofit.co. The community that's behind this site that Cigar has created is incredibly unique. And when actually looking at building the Q Global add-on for MetaStock, it was one of the things that we really liked because, again, at MetaStock, we don't necessarily teach people how to trade. We provide them those tools that they can go out there and learn from individuals like Cigar or many other speakers here this evening. So the community that is behind that website and the resources available and the multiple blogs that come out and webinars, etc., is truly unique, and it sets Cigar's product really apart. Now, he went through several examples from the Q Global add-on. The Q Global add-on we've had for a little while now, and it's really gotten very, very good reviews. It actually includes 19 indicators. It includes 19 explorations, 9 templates, and 7 expert advisors, a few of which he's gone over. But anything that you would need help with as far as running the explorations or understanding the different systems, there's many, many, many resources available, not just through his website, but also through our YouTube channel as well, doing various webinars, etc. But he's also willing to do, one-on-one training, etc. So I mean, it is pretty unique. Now, normally the add-on itself is $99 per month, but since you are attending the summit, we will do the special promotion where if you subscribe to it for 1 month, you're going to get 2 additional months at no cost. This is not something we're going to do for a very long period of time. This is something, definitely we want to do for you that are attending this summit. 3 months is going to give you ample time to really get into the system, do a lot of training with Cigar, watch videos, etc., and really implement this into your trading strategy. So please go to metastock.com/sales chat and speak with the rep there about getting set up with that 3-month trial of Superior Profit Q Global. Now, moving on, I definitely do want to do a little bit of a shameless plug because this is the 24th straight year that MetaStock DC has been ranked the #1 technical analysis software under $500 by Technical Analysis of Stocks and Commodities magazine. It's a reader's choice thing. So many people vote, and it's been quite a streak that we're on as far as being #1. Our real-time software has been going strong for 10 years at the top of the charts, no pun intended. So we're looking forward to extending that with our new version of MetaStock. If you have not tried MetaStock and you want to implement some of these strategies we talked about, maybe get add-ons or just try out the charting software itself, please come into sales chat now, metastock.com/sales chat, and we can arrange a trial for you. Now, for those of you, since this is a summit that has been focused on the Asia Pacific region. Those of you who are near Sydney or are going to be close to Sydney at the end of April, please consider coming and joining us for 2 days of very intense training with professionals like Rahul Mahindar, Stuart McPhee, Jim Berg, Justine Pollard. We're also going to have a couple of MetaStock guys there, of course, Kelly Clement, and of course Scott Brown. This is going to be one-on-one, very small group intensive training for 2 days, so space is definitely limited. Now, normally this is $499, but for attending the summit, we will give you that special price of $399. So definitely come into sales chat and ask our rep about how to get signed up with the Australian users.